Hello everybody and a very good afternoon, good morning, welcome to Crafty TV. My name's Ben Moseby. Thank you for joining us on this Friday. I keep thinking it's a Thursday because we've got a cartload to end the day. Big cartload, my second cartload coming up at 6 o'clock tonight, but it's definitely Friday. We've had a very busy first show, very chaotic wake-up call. It's going to be chaotic later on the cartload show as well. We've got some amazing deals to come to you and deals that you won't have seen yet. And of course, we'll be giving away today's free gift. Yes, it's the one you've all been waiting for. Well, a few of you anyway. Ben's Bad Dad Joke Book. With every spend over 10 today, you will get that. It's a limited run on this one and it won't be available tomorrow. So if you do want to grab it, spend 10 today. And it is, of course, on the cartload, but it's on this show as well. So if you see anything that you like during this show, buy it, spend over 10, and that is coming your way. Also worth bearing in mind today, it is the 5th day of our Make Me a Winner event where you can become a winner. Well, you're going to be a winner when you get that, aren't you? Straight away. Joke book, free joke book. You're a winner. Everyone's a winner, as Hot Chocolate once said. But also, if you want to be a winner, send us in your pictures. That's what we want today. studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. And because we're talking in this craft along all about the Roaring 20s collection, we're after Art Deco and Roaring 20s projects, all right? So those are the pictures that you need to be sending in. Whack those into us on that email address, and then in between shows, our guys will pick 5 of their favourites, and then those 5 you will see later on in Cartload. You will choose the one that you like the best, and that person will win themselves a voucher. Hurrah! Also on the website, loads and loads and loads of great deals for you. Not only all the cartload deals for later on, but lots of deals as far as National Craft Month is concerned too. And only because I saw George flash the little thing up on my preview screen a few moments ago, don't forget we do have gift cards currently as well, where you can indeed treat that lady in your life ahead of Mother's Day, maybe, or indeed just treat yourself. If you buy a gift card, you will receive a £5, what's wrong with my voice today? But if you buy a gift card, you receive a $5 voucher for yourself as well. I've been away for 3 days. See, I can't speak. I've been away for 3 days. I am out of practice. Right. Let us get on with the craft along, where we are going to be making an amazing project. Honestly, I'm not just saying this because I love it to pieces. It's one of the best projects I think I've ever seen. With one of the best collections we've ever done. Presenting you this amazing craft along. It is the one and only Barnsley bombshell, Debbie Robinson. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Change of outfit as well.
You have changed your outfit.
I had to match, so it's a bit of blue, a bit of gold to go with that. Nothing to do with dropping children down.
What was the reason? Come on, say it louder.
Okay, then I'll tell you. I'll share a secret. I had a jacket potato for my dinner and I had some tuna in. I dropped it down said front. Absolutely fine. Beat it where I was. Come back, pick my parcel up. Come back over here. I'm thinking, what's that smell? What's that smell? I dropped it on the front and realised. So it's a good job I had a spare dress in the car. Although, to be fair, this was what I was going to be dressing in for the craft along. I was just doing the costume change.
Of course you were. Of
course it was, a costume change. Not quite the Roaring 20s dress code that we said we were going to do.
Well, I'm
I've got my feathers, wherever they've disappeared to. There they are. Got me feathers, so I could make myself a little feather band there as well. But yeah, I completely forgot. Remember the dress, forgot the headdress. Never mind, we have got a craft along project for you in the shape of this. And it is all about that gorgeous Roaring 20s, and you are going to be making this project with me real time right now for the next 2 hours. Come and join myself, Ben, and our fabulous guest.
Oh, yes.
Yes, we've got a fabulous guest joining us as well. So, yes, get yourself ready. Ben's going to read everything out to you, what you need in terms of your list of products. You can copy this style and take it into other collections if you haven't got the Roaring 20s. If you have got the Roaring 20s, I can't wait to see your takes, because you might choose a different colour theme. You might choose different linen cardstock that's in that collection and different papers to create something different. I've gone with the blue and gold because I just love that colour combo together. But yeah, I can't wait. Let's get started.
Let's get started. And before we say a few hellos, and of course the most important hello, let's have a read through. I'm doing the recipe today. So let's have a look, see if I can just see this as George gets it up on the screen. Oh, there it is. So you will need, from the Roaring 20s collection, your Charleston couple die, your fancy feather die, your scallop shell die, your shine like the stars stamp set, your Showgirl Creator Card die set, you'll need your 12 by 12 paper pad. You'll also need some of your A4 linen cardstock and your Gilding Flakes kit. Alongside that, you will need your A4 luxury mix cardstock in gold. You'll also need, I'll remember to say this before I forget, hot glue gun.
Yes.
See, I do listen. You'll need your Gemini. You'll need your Scoremaster scoreboard. You'll need a large guillotine. You'll need your 8x8 magnetic stamping platform. You'll need some red liner tape. You will need a tape pen. You'll need your all-purpose glue. You'll need some mount board.
Or cardboard.
What?
Or cardboard.
Or cardboard.
Because if you've got lots of packaging,
oh, yeah.
you could be using that.
You'll need circle nesting dies.
Or, if you haven't got circle nesting dies, maybe a little saucer.
Oh, yes.
Something circular to draw around.
Yep.
Think of everything.
And you'll need a feather.
Optional, of course.
Yes. Just one feather. Any type of feather?
Any kind of feather.
Yeah. If you haven't got a feather, don't be down
worry because
about
you've got
it.
a die. What was that? What was that?
If you haven't got a feather, don't be down about it. The joke. Down, feather, just downs, down. Rhonda liked it.
They get worse, Ben. They get worse. What have you done to our guest? She's disappeared.
That was a very intelligent joke. That was a very intelligent joke. I'll tell you what, let's say a few hellos, then we'll say hello to our lovely guest who's laughing at my jokes, which is good. It's more than can be said I'm getting in here today. Christina's with us saying, good afternoon, Crafters TV. Hi to Diane Cadman. Hi, Diane. Hi, Teresa. Says, good morning, lovely Crafters. I hope everyone is having a good day. We are. Hi to Thea, who says, hoi hoi, hoi hoi, pepaloi. Thea, you won, didn't you? Yesterday, I'll make me a winner, or is it the day before? You've certainly won recently, but well done to you. Terry Anderson is in from Ohio, saying, I'm crafting along, Debbie, but not with the Roaring 20's. I'm using the Angel collection instead.
Ooh, I'd love to see you make when you're done.
Nice. Pamela says, hello, good afternoon. Michelle McCarthy.
Yay!
Michelle McCarthy.
Yay!
Nice that name. OMG, says Michelle. I cannot wait for this craft along. Hayley Ralph says, hello everyone, I cannot wait for this project. It looks amazing, Debbie. Betsy's in saying, good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Oh yeah, she says good luck. Rhonda, on the craft along. We are cheering you on. That's Betsy from Houston. Jan's bagged a joke book. Diane says, Debbie, you look beautiful today.
Thank you.
Didn't smell beautiful earlier.
Excuse me. Excuse me. So I smelled a bit fishy.
I'm glad I'm here. That's all I'm saying. And Christine Mahoney says, I thought that Ben said you'll need a fella instead of a feather.
Yes, please.
If it was a fella, I was going to say
please.
I'm out.
I'll have one of them.
You've got one?
I have got. Well, yes, of course, I've got one of them here in the building to take home with me. Yes, please, send him my way.
Well, let's head over the other side of the pond and join our fabulous guest who's joining us for this craft along. It is the lovely Rhonda. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
It's so lovely to have you here with us, and I know you're super excited for this. I've just been seeing on the socials that apparently there's been a bit of chat about guillotines on the socials today. I wasn't going to mention it, but I've just seen that a few people have said about that because your track record's not brilliant, is it, Rhonda?
No.
Well, I'm sure it'll be fine today, and it'll all be safe. But you're super excited about this project, aren't you? It's a lovely project that Debbie's devised, isn't it?
Yes, I love this collection. I love the whole collection. It's beautiful.
Mm. Yeah, it's a really wonderful collection. I know, Debbie, you're super excited to craft along with Rhonda as well, aren't you? Say hello.
Yes, I am, Rhonda. It's really lovely to have you back with us. Please do be careful with the guillotine, though. That's all we're going to say. It is a very sharp implement, so be very...
I'm not using it.
You're not using it?
Nope, I'm not using it.
But I'm really pleased you're joining us, and I'm really and I can't wait to see your take on it as well. And if you're going to choose different colourways or different papers, because at the end of the day, this is everyone's craft along. You can take this inspiration. We've already had an Angel collection going there.
Terry.
Absolutely, take that inspiration. If you've got the Roaring 20's though, Rhonda, are you using the Roaring 20's? Yay!
I am totally using it. And I'm
Fabulous.
following along exactly what you're doing because it looks complicated, but I know it's not.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's it. That's exactly it, Rhonda. And I tell you what, you are in the VIP seat, you're in the box seat, so if at any point you need anything sort of resaid, or if you're not quite sure, give us a wave, stick your hand up, and George and Johnny will be there to cater for your every need. Are you ready to go?
I am ready.
Excellent news. Are you ready, Debbie?
I'm ready.
Okay. Are you guys ready in the gallery? I'm ready. I'll probably just, I'll watch along and just read a few more of these amazing jokes. But if you guys are ready to go, let's get cracking. As per usual, if you've got any questions, do get in touch. Just to say, if you do want to order anything from the collection, we don't have the full collection, and the selection of the collection that we had sold out because of the paper pad. So you can now only buy individuals. However, if you do buy individuals and want to make your own sort of mini bundle, if you like, if you spend 50, you will get an extra 10% off. So do just have a look at what is there on the website. We've still got the linen card stock. We've got some of the acetate available and all of the hardware that you'd want to go for as well. Right, let's get cracking. I shall keep an eye on the socials, keep an eye on the questions. But here we go. I am really excited to see how we're going to put this all together, Debbie. So where do we need to start?
We're going to start with the base card. We're going to get that elephant out of the room and we're going to do that base card or project or 3D project, however you want to call this. So we're going to get all those measurements nailed down. We're going to do all the, the cutting, and then we'll move to that decoration stage once we've got this bit done. So first things first, you're going to choose, and I've chosen, I'm going to stick with the original plan. I absolutely love this paper. I've gone with a 12 by 12. If you haven't got the 12 by 12, maybe you want to choose some other papers that might look similar. I mean, some pastel cardstocks, whatever it is. Or you could use your 6 by 6, but you probably have to take little pieces and do it in that way. So we've got the 12 by 12 I've gone for. I've taken 2 pieces of the linen cardstock and I've chosen the blue because obviously I'm matching it I'm making it match my paper that I've chosen. So the main base for the fan and the base is using this linen cardstock.
Yeah.
The other thing that you're going to need is the luxury mirror gold card, and also, excuse me, I know this will start. What's up?
We both got the tickles today. Do you know what? I was all right. I had me 3 days off and I come back with a bit of a tickle. Hopefully I've not passed it on to you, have I?
I've been poorly at the beginning of the week. I forgot to tell you. I've not been very well, so this is working its way through now. Now, I did put on there mount board. You can use mount board if you want to, but I'm going to be totally honest with you. I've got that much cardboard packaging. I've just took a piece of cardboard packaging from one of my deliveries that I've had quite recently. Right, excuse me, I do apologise, and I'm going to try and get this cough just tickle underway just for a second. I'm just going to pause.
All right, whilst you're pausing, lots of lovely comments still coming through. V says, good morning, I'm looking forward to this craft along. I love the 20s collection. And hey, Kirsty D, who says, I'm watching, sorry, I mean working, lol. I'll have to do the craft along later. And Jenny Briggs says, hi, Ben and Debbie. Hello, Jenny. Hey, say, I'm just watching the craft along. I'm just watching the craft along. Oh, I see what you mean. You're watching the craft along. Anyway, the acetate, I've just been told, is that sold out, did you say, Johnny? The acetate's now gone on its own.
So the bit that we had back in stock has now gone out again.
Yep.
Knew it would happen. Knew it would happen. Grab hold of your scoreboard, grab hold of your guillotine. I've got a little pencil just to give myself a little helping hand in terms of marking, but I'll talk you through this as well. I will give our lovely Christine Mahoney a little bit of a shout out because Christine sent me a load of inspiration when I said that I was thinking of a project, and she sent me loads of ideas from Pinterest and all those places. And there were one that caught my eye right at the very end. And so I researched it and I found a lovely lady. She's called Lister. I don't know if she's German or... she was on YouTube anyway.
Okay.
And she gave me some measurements. Now, I've slightly tweaked them because the one that she did was slightly smaller. So I've wanted to make full use of my A4 linen cardstock. So I've not snipped down to it. So I've not followed the measurements exact. So I'm going to show you how to do it. But a little shout out to our Christine because she was the one that sent me the photos over. She knew which one I'd fallen in love with. She must know me very well because it was the one that I got drawn to straight away. I kind of went, oh my God. That's what I looked at when I saw it. So yeah, that's what we're going to start with. So A4 linen cardstock. I'm going to pop it on the landscape way. And what I'm wanting to do is, we're going to create the fan piece, and what we're going to do is, we're going to take a little measurement up the side here. Now, you can measure this in centimetres or inches, roughly around 10 centimetres up, or around 4 inches. So, regardless of which method, you know, which one you're going to do, it's not going to make any difference if you do inches or centimetres. So I'm going to come in, and I'm just going to mark off a little line there, because what I'm going to use is, from that line to this line, we are going to snip away that cardstock.
Yeah.
So I'm going to bring in my guillotine. Now, I'm not sure what Rhonda's using. Craft knife, paper trimmer, something safe.
Something safe, yeah.
But all we're going to do is, and I'm just going to pop it there, so where that pencil mark is, to that top corner, and I'm just going to try and tilt that, to that top corner, we're going to snip away the excess. And it's just to give you this kind of shape.
Okay.
So this is a full A4 sheet measured up to either 10 centimetres or about 4 inches. And I'm not going to worry about anything else. And I'm not going to worry if it's just a tad out. Do not fret about it. It really doesn't matter. I'm going to take the second piece. So we're going to come in with that second piece, because this bit is going to be your fan. So the largest of the pieces that are 10 centimetres is going to be your fan. So just put that to one side just for the time being. We're going to then come in with the base part. So the bit that twirls around is this piece of cardstock. Now, this is just slightly smaller. It's around 8 centimetres up, or roughly about 3 inches. Either way, it doesn't matter. We're not going to get us knickers in a twist about getting any of that bit wrong. It's just a guide. So I'm going to go in with about 3 inches, she says, and then just pop a little mark again.
Okay.
And like I said, it doesn't have to be precise. This bit is pretty much the same. That mark to that corner, you're going to snip away the excess. So again, back onto your guillotine, and you're just going to pop that into that corner, onto that line. And again, if it's a fraction out, I do not want you worrying about it, because it really doesn't matter in terms of the sizes. But you'll see now we've got us 2 pieces, both from the A4. This one's about 8 centimetres, 3 inches. This one's about 10 centimetres, 4 inches.
Yeah.
And it's that point of cut to that very top corner, and that's on both of those pieces. This is your base card. The larger one is your fan. So I'm just going to move that to one side, because we're going to get this mat and layer done straight away, pretty much straight away, with this piece of cardstock.
Beautiful.
Isn't it just...
Oh, it's exquisite.
Exquisite.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to line mine up to the very bottom. So I'm going to pop that on there, but I'm just going to move it a tad fraction. Excuse me, I'm going to tickle again, this damn tickle.
Whilst you're having a little drink, hi to Christine, who says, thank you for the shout out, but you don't have to. And yes, I know you very well by now, says Christine. I knew you would love this one the best. So glad you made this one. Oh, we've got a wave from the VIP seats. Hang on, let's just go to the VIP seats. You got a question for Debbie, Rhonda?
I do. Are they supposed to be...
That looks perfectly right to me.
But they are...
Yeah.
Are they supposed to be point to point, though, at the top?
No, because one's going to be a fan, Rhonda. So you've got it right. You've cut it right. And what you look like is, it looks like this. Just so I can show you again. This is the bigger piece. This is the smaller one. It doesn't matter. It does mean top to top. So it doesn't matter if it's gone slightly wrong. Don't worry about it, because one of them is a fan, one of them is the base card. So it really doesn't matter.
So it
would only matter with the terms of your fan meeting up to the very top.
Right.
So yes, and that's why I said from the A4, the very top to the 8 centimetres or 3 inches. Going from there to the very top corner, and the same with this one. This is the 10 centimetres or 4 inches up to the very top. So you will end up with 2 pieces of cardstock that are the same pieces, because these are your A4, and if I line them up, you'll see they're the same point. It's just this bit is that fraction smaller. So you've got that absolutely bang smack right. Do not worry, you are good to go. Totally. Remember that the large one is your fan. Remember that one's your fan. So just put that to one side, just for the time being.
Perfect.
And then,
thank you.
That's fine, absolutely. And anybody else got any questions or pauses or anything like that? absolutely, we will. We've got plenty of time to get this project done, believe you me, I promise you. I timed myself. It took me roughly around 3 hours, but that was from watching the video, taking all the measurements, doing the prototype, and then all the extra bits. So honestly, you'll be absolutely fine. And I'm confident that everybody will be able to get this project nailed.
Lovely.
And then I can't wait to see all the shares and all the makes, and you better tag me, is all I'm going to say.
Yeah, better.
Because I love this, honestly. So coming back to the patterned piece, and remember this is the smaller of the piece they send. This is the bit that we want to decorate. So if I just bring in mine just for a second, it's going to be on one part of the outside. The inside is just a little fraction of there. So we'll talk about that in a minute. But what I'm wanting to do is pop that layer on. Now, rather than trying to measure it, because obviously this is a 12 by 12, I'm just going to do a rough little guide where I'm taking the very top end of there and I'm just popping a little pencil mark on. You could, of course, measure that piece and then come down 1/4 inch. So in terms of it's a full A4, which is 8 1/4, you could then go to about 8 inches, and then we could take that fraction down. However, I'm just going to show you my very quick, easy way of doing this. So lining it up at the very bottom, I'm going to slide that along, and I'm just going to do exactly the same, where I pop a little pencil mark, and we're going to now do the same thing where we're doing that cut down at the side. So I'm just going to quickly, and again, if you want to be precise, we know, and it depends on which measurement you've gone with, Ben. If you've taken this to 3 inches, you can go to 2 3/4 inches in terms of measuring it up, and then popping your pencil line on there. I think I went with the 8 centimetres. So the 8 centimetres, just take it about half a centimetre to a centimetre down and put your mark on if you want to be more precise. But I'm just wanting a little area, and I think I'll tell you what I'll do so you can visibly see it. I'm going to use a marker pen. A marker pen. Yeah. It's very difficult on pattern paper, but it's just to give you the idea. And remember, A4 cardstock on the length here measures in at 8 1/4 inches. So you could go up now to 8 inches, mark that off again. Yeah. And I'm just going to try and do that quite deep so you can see it. I'm not going to worry too much because I'll have it covered up. But it's just a little pointer to show you. And then you're going to do the same where you're going to take it now and go from that top corner down to that bottom. This is going to sit very flat at the bottom of the cardstock. So if I just bring in my guillotine, just very quickly to show you this now, take your 12 by 12. And again, I'm just using those 2 marks. And I'm not going to worry again too much, and I'll tell you why. And I don't want anybody worrying if you've gone a little bit off that measurement. Yeah. But it's just so you can see, because around the top, it's going to be decorated with the fan. Do you know that lovely scalloped shell? So if you've gone a little bit off, it does not matter. But what I'm just wanting you to do is get that little bit right, and it lays flush. So I've got this little piece here at the top, this little blue trim, and then you're going to just take off this other end, because this little bit is just that little bit too big.
Just saying, that's on the small piece, right?
Yes.
Of the 2 that you've cut,
yeah,
that's correct.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now, because I did that very roughly, I'm going to come in and I'm just going to trim it a little bit more straighter, because I've done it so the marking's on there. There we go. So it's that little bit more. And then just trim about 1/2 inch. No, 1/4 inch. We'll call it 1/4 inch. But again, we're not going to worry too much. No. And I'll tell you why. That bit's getting tucked underneath. It's getting wrapped around. Oh, yes, so if you look at it, if you've gone that little bit over, again, no knickers in a twist. There's no need. There's absolutely no need. Well, all we're doing is having a little bit of a tiny frame there. If you want it to be full, measure it full to 8 1/4, up to the 3 inch or the 8 centimetres, and you can have a full piece on there. Again, it's not going to matter. It's just to get that little bit of matting and layering on. And like I said, this bit, whether or not it's just a little bit dangling over, again, doesn't matter. Perfect. But it's just giving you the idea on where to start and how to get your mat and layer perfectly into there with that little bit of measuring. You can just see that little bit of blue trim. And that is all we're going to do with that bit for now. Okay? Yeah. Because what we're going to do is, we're going to come back to the fan. Okay. So the larger of the pieces, we're now going to create the full fan effect.
Is it hard?
Nope.
Oh.
Nope, because you've got your scoreboard. And what we're also going to do is, we're going to start from the top end, so the very largest point. We're going to come in and we're going to score 1/2 inch increments all the way down. And that's why I've brought my larger one. If you've only got your smaller one, don't worry. Push it up to that very end and then and do it, if you're using linen cardstock, be gentle. Linen cardstock's not like a multi-purpose cardstock that's got a bigger GSM. Yeah. So just be careful, because what you don't want to do, especially when we're going to do the concertina part of a fan, we don't want any cracks, any tears. So it's just, I don't know if you can hear, but I'm putting my ball into the track.
Putting your ball in the track?
The ball in the track. Ball,
right.
that's the word, the ball end.
It.
Yeah, that's the best way to describe it. The ball end of the tool into the track and let it just gently glide down. I always have to check if it sounds right, because it sometimes doesn't sound right when it comes out. But yeah, this is all we're doing. And we're doing all of these at 1/2 inch increments. And
that's all the way down? All
the way down, top to the bottom. So I'm now at number 4 track, top, bottom. Now I'm going into 4.5. Now I'm going into 5. It is literally 1/2 inch increments, top to the bottom.
Your big scoreboard's come into its own here, isn't it?
It does come into its own, and that's the only reason I've done it on this, is so that you can see I've got the full whack of that A4 cardstock on there. If you were using the smaller one, it goes up to 8 and a little bit. Yeah. You can do most of it, apart from that end, because to be fair, we're going to be chopping the end off of it.
Yes.
Yes. So all I'm doing is I'm going down into those grooves at 1/2 inch increments, gently does it, and then all the way right to the very end. And so I'm now at the number 10 mark, and then 10.5. And I always go up to the very top when I'm doing mine, normally to just come down so I know I'm in the right track, so I can't make a mistake. Now the last one, because this is the A4, like I said, you've got this little slither, this 1/4 inch slither, because it is like 8 and a little bit, so to speak, but we're going to chop it off. I'm not going to worry about this little last bit. So I'm just going to move my scoreboard just for a second, just to show you, either with your scissors or with your guillotine, but the little tiny tab that you've got at the end, we don't want. Okay. So we're just going to get rid of it. And that is how you create the fan. And now all the score lines, if I just lift that up, you can see all the score lines. Can you see them all? I can't really see with the camera from here. But perfectly, all of those in there. Can we see them, Jo? There we go, turn it that way. There you are, there, yeah. And then for your fan, we're just going to go in,
out,
and back on itself, like you would do with a normal concertina. So we're going to go valley, mountain, 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 valley, mountain. It's like a song, isn't it?
Yep. Okay. Whilst you're valley mountaining, valley mountaining, I think Rhonda has a question.
Absolutely.
So, Rhonda, you are speaking to Debbie. Fire away.
Hey, Debbie, I was just checking. Do you take off that last 1/2 inch?
That last little bit, this little tiny bit that's not a full 1/2 inch, take it off. So on your A4 cardstock, because obviously that was an A4 sheet, you end up with that tiny little bit at the end that's not a full 1/2 inch. Take that bit off. From the smallest side, not the largest. And it's as easy as that, Rhonda. Honestly, yeah, absolutely fine. You are brilliant. Thank you for asking these questions, because there will be people out there following us along.
Absolutely.
That we can't see right now, but we've got the VIP access chair there, where she's in that front seat.
The waiter will be along soon to take your drinks order. I know that your husband is watching, by the way, Rhonda. Red Braid on YouTube. Let's see more of Rhonda. This is her husband, by the way, says hubby.
Oh, give him a wave, give him a wave.
Where is he, Rhonda? Where is he?
He's probably heading home from Indianapolis.
Ah, well, is that where he's been working?
Convention.
Oh, what convention?
That sounds fun. What sort of convention, if I'm allowed to ask?
It's a truck convention. Don't ask me anymore, because I don't know.
He probably says the same if anyone asks you about your craft, does he? He's like, what does your wife do, craft? Don't ask me anymore. How far are you from Indianapolis then? Is that a bit of a trek?
I think it's a 4-hour drive.
Wow.
Wow.
We must be well into his trucks then.
He must love his trucks. That's a long distance drive. It is.
He's the fleet service superintendent for the village of Oak Park where we live.
Wow, okay.
Wow.
Sounds very important, that, doesn't
Absolutely. That does sound, really does sound a very nice job. A very well-respected job, actually. Right, are you at that stage where you have got... Let's lay it down there, George, so you can see it.
Wow.
So when you have done your... now, I'll turn it that way. Valley, mountain, valley, mountain, valley, mountain. Like you would normally do with a rosette or a fan, you know, like that, because that's what this is. It's just a lovely little fan. And that's the whole idea of where we're going to now create the full fan. And I'll let people catch it. Yeah, look.
Give us a little bit of a waft. Has Rhonda got her fan? Let's have a see. Let's have a compare there. There's yours. And, oh, Rhonda, smashing it. Look at this.
That's it. Perfect.
Yes,
absolutely
Rhonda.
perfect.
Got it.
Now, what we're going to do is we're going to spread the fan out.
Right.
We're gonna extend the fan and we're gonna bring it out where it literally meets. And if I just show you from pinch to pinch, that doesn't sound right. Hang on a minute. From pinch to pinch, where we're gonna spread it. So I'm gonna turn it this way so you can see it. Where we're gonna join the two together so that we're spreading this end, and they're gonna meet in the middle. So this is when I just want you to put it down for a second and probably use the ribbon that's in the collection, to be fair, or do you have a little bit of twine, bit of baker's twine, if you don't want to ruin any of the, or spoil any of the ribbon. We only need a small bit. We don't need to be wasting masses, because what we're going to do is just tie that together. So I'm going to bring in a little snip, but I'm going to try and do it so that you can see. So I'll probably use a little bit more than what you actually need. Baker's twine will work just as well. Bit of string will work just as well. It's going to be covered up. Doesn't matter. But what we want to do is place it kind of in the centre.
Okay.
So if I just push that in, and when I say centre, I'm talking from the small end. We're not talking from the large end, we're talking from the small.
Yeah.
So I want you to work on the basis, and if I just put my fingernail there to there, roughly around the centre. Now, if you wanted to be precise, which, let me tell you, doesn't really matter, but if you wanted to be precise, you can measure it, because it measures, especially if you've done it at the, because this is the fan, so this is that largest piece. If you've done 4 inches, roughly around 2 inch. If it's 10 centimetres, roughly around 5. Okay. So you can be precise if you want to. I do things, as you all know by now, by eye. So I am going to just tie this together. And we want to secure it quite tight, so I'm going to double knot it. Ben, could I borrow your finger?
Huh. Well.
Just for a second. Because I had this problem and I could have done with your finger in my room the other night. The other day! When we were doing my project!
Well, use my finger then, come on. It's there.
I've got my boot stuck, hang on a minute.
That's going in the wrap-up. I was short of stuff because I only worked 2 days this week, so that's good, that one.
You've got a bulky little finger, haven't you?
Do you want me to use my pinky?
Use your little small one for me. It's your producer, Johnny. Oh.
Yeah. You done it?
Oh, we were doing so well, Ben. We were doing so well.
Ah, my finger! Is that any help or not really?
I just need a minute to fan myself. I've steamed up.
Rhonda's in bits of tears. Debbie's glasses are steaming up. What is she like? What is she like?
It's got ridiculously hot in the studio.
A nice, sort of relaxed craft along. Trust this one, eh? Trust this one. Do you need my finger any longer or not?
No, I'm done with your finger now. You're fine.
Okay.
Back to the other side of the room before we get into any more bother. Oh, dear.
Oh, dear. I'm staying over here now. I'm staying over here.
Oh, I need the fan now. I need the fan, let me tell you. Oh. Oh, right. So just so you're aware, if you haven't got...
Sorry, I can see Rhonda in my previous one. She's absolutely crying. Yeah. I
bet she hasn't got a bent finger to help her, that's why. Oh, dear.
Oh, dear. Rhonda. I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Just, I need a second.
It's supposed to be an award-winning show, isn't it, this Craft Along? We're supposed to be trying to get an award again. And, you know, Debbie has to bring it down a level or 5. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. It's a good job making fans, look at that.
Oh, no.
It's almost like you planned it, Debbie.
Stop it.
Oh, can't speak. Right, back in the room.
Back in the room. Oh.
Are we good?
Right.
Rhonda,
are you okay,
good?
Rhonda? Did you manage to keep up?
I don't know.
Yay! That is skill amongst all of that chaos, and
skill.
Rhonda smashed it.
Yeah, working under pressure. And that kind of pressure, I think I've got stage. I think I've got stage from laughing. Right, once you've tied a very nice, tight, firm knot, we are going to trim off those ends. So you don't want to be seeing those, so just trim those off because they are going to be covered up in a second or two. And what we're going to do now is we're going to join the two ends together. So if I just, and you're just going to fan it out like so, because we're going to join those two ends together. So this is when you want to make sure that you're in the centre. Before we apply any glue, just do it roughly before you start applying the glue. And all we're going to do is we're going to join those two pieces. So this end and this end are going to meet in the centre. So before you apply glue, make sure you've got that halfway point of there to there. And then literally now, and I can see I'm just that little bit off, so I'm going to move it up a little bit further. And this is why it's important to get this little bit right. If you get this little bit right, your fan's going to look really nice and neat, and that's what we're aiming for. So I'm going to come back in there. That's about right, Ben. I'm happy with that one. So this is when you can now use red liner tape or a hot glue gun. Your choice. I want you to think about hot glue because hot glue is hot. So you can take a bit of red liner tape and put your red liner tape there and then stick them together, or you can use a bit of hot glue. It's entirely up to you. I think what I'm going to do for this one is I'm going to see how it does with the red liner tape, because the one that I did at home I actually did use hot glue, but because I am a little tad clumsy when it comes to the hot glue, you've got to be careful. It's, you know, it speaks volumes. It's a hot glue gun, and you do have to be careful. Well, joking aside, you have to be a little bit careful with that. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to lift my red liner tape like so. And if you peel that back, just get your little pokey tool just underneath. So difficult sometimes on darker card to see that, but even in the bright light studios. Yes, especially when the glasses are steamed up. But all we're going to do now is join the two into that centre. So again, I think my ribbon's just slightly moved again. I'm just going to bring that down and then just join. And then join the two like so. Oh, that's amazing. Nice and neat. And I'm going to turn it over the other side, because this is what you're just going to do with this, is just give that little rub now so that now sticks together and you've created your fan.
That looks great.
And this is the bit that's going to stick to the main card. So if you want, again, use red liner tape, you can pop a bit of red liner tape down there, or you can use a hot glue gun to attach that to his card.
It looks very in keeping with the scallop shell.
Yes, it does.
In the set, that it's brilliant. The way you folded
absolutely. It just works so beautifully together. Yeah. And that's basically your fan done. So you're going to move that to one side, because we'll come now to the base. But I think, shall we just have 2 seconds? Because I need to just have a little swig of something to stop the tickle from getting to me. But yes, just for a couple of minutes, a little pause.
Okay. I am loving this craft along. In fact, I would say I was a big fan. Karen says, you two are so funny. We're having a laugh day. It's lovely to have Rhonda on the show as well, laughing away with us. Clarice says, hi, Ben. I've ordered something that I really didn't need just to get your joke book. Great sales ploy, you say. With every order today, over £10 or $10. You two, says Diana Browning, have cheered me up no end. I love you guys. Well, back at you, Diana Browning. We love you as well. And Wanda Sexton says, that was fun to wake up to. It was kind of quiet the last couple of days. Well, I don't know what you were trying to say. But do you know what? Usually when Debbie and I combine, there's usually laughter for all the wrong reasons. Just whilst we are taking a short break, if you're just wondering what this is on the side of your screen here, this is your daily deal, your Bell Countryside 6-piece daily deal. Till midnight. Do you want to have a quick look at the boards? Let's have a quick little look here, just whilst we're all catching our breath and trying to breathe. But yeah, we're doing these daily deals as part of our Make Me a Winner event. On that note, by the way, I'm sure you probably do know by now, but in case you don't, we are after your pictures today, please, of anything Art Deco or anything Roaring 20's. So I'm kind of thinking after this show, Rhonda is going to be sending in her picture and be automatically entered into the competition. Studio at crafterscompanion.co.uk. All pictures of Art Deco and Roaring 20's projects, please. And our guys will pick 5 of their favourites, and then you'll get to vote on those 5 during Cartload, and one person will win themselves a voucher to spend with us. But on our Make Me a Winner, we're doing the daily deals. This is today's daily deal. Ends at midnight tonight. It is a 6-piece collection or selection from the Bell Countryside set, 27 stamps, 3 dies and 30 sheets of cardstock. And by the way, not just any old cardstock, I'll quickly show you all these beautiful stamps that you're going to get. So your Lumieres and Lanterns, really lovely set of stamps there. Got a very sort of similar feel this to the chinoiserie collection that we had just a couple of years back, but great little stamps on there as well. Sentiments of like, hello, happy birthday, thinking of you. You've then got everyone's favourite horse, Paul the Horse. Paul the Horse, not seen him in ages. He's there. And again, beautiful artwork that you can colour. You've got the little stamp flower basket there as well, and the die to be able to cut him out. Thank you so much. Just a note, you've got that beautiful, it's called the Grand Frame. I almost think it's almost like a bit like a coat of arms, this one really. But you can decorate that one up. You can pop a little sentiment in there too, but it cuts out that beautiful stamp. And you've got You Make Me Smile for a special friend, Enjoy Every Moment and More. You've got a beautiful bouquet in there as well, that statement floral. Once again, lots to be getting in there with as far as your colouring is concerned, maybe with some of your tri-blends. Love that garden gate with love, and especially for you stamps that you've got alongside your die. And then you've also got that beautiful country home. Really stunning little scene that you've got there. Might look quite nice behind that little garden gate that you've got in the Country Lane collection. But you've got some lovely sentiments alongside that too. That's all of your hardware. And then alongside that, to bump that deal up even further, yes, you are going to get 30 sheets of your luxury cardstock in the gold. So 10 sheets of our encapsulated glitter cardstock, 10 sheets of your mirror card, 10 sheets of your matte mirror included in there as well. 27 stamps, 3 dies, 30 sheets of card for £20, $28. Incredible value for money, but that is only available today up until midnight. So do jump in and grab that. And don't forget, again, if you buy that today, you will automatically get that joke book as well. Right, just looking through the comments, I think we're good.
Questions or comments or anything?
I don't think, no, we're all pretty much up to date. Funnily enough, over the last
sizes?
No, nothing coming through on mine. The last 10 minutes, it's just been laughing faces.
Oh, God. Well, you have to have a little laugh now and again, don't you?
Now and again, you know.
A little smile, a little giggle in the life. Yeah. So let's get cracking with the main shape of the card. So for what we're going to do to start with is we're just going to stick down our matte and layer parts. So grab your glues. It's almost a shame to cover up the other side. It really is. But we just want to get this laid down. And then we're going to also, as well, pop our base on. And we're also going to pop this down onto the... now, this one is the smallest of the sheets. If you remember rightly, this is the smallest of the sheets. So now what we're going to do is we're going to just make sure everything's nice and flat. We've got this little bit of a gap at the top. Like I said, it doesn't matter. If you've gone for the full piece, it's absolutely fine. What I just want to do is trim that little piece off, because I'd just gone slightly over, just a little bit, but that's absolutely fine. Now, before we actually pop it together as well, on the inside, we're going to pop a little strip. I just think it gives it a really nice little finish. So, going back to the same matching paper, I'm going to take a little strip of this off, just at the very top. So if I come in and take a part of that design, so I'm just going to roughly go in, and I'm following the design of this particular pieces I've chose, but roughly, what you know, if you're going to be doing this, and you're doing it with a different paper, I've just chose this design because I think it looks really quite nice. And we're going to pop that on the inside. And again, you can add a little bit here, but this bit's going to be covered up, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. But I'm just going to drop that down a little bit. But size-wise, it's about 1.5 inches. But again, it could be a little piece of that, but I've just chosen that paper. I'm going to angle it so that I chop this little bit off, but I'm not going to worry too much about this down here. If you wanted to be more precise, you can take another little piece and add it on at the bottom. But really, that bit's going to be covered up, so don't worry about it. So I'm just going to stick this on. And this is just a little bit of a decoration trim. Now, when I did my project at home, I actually stuck all my decorations and my paper after I'd constructed it. And it made it so much more difficult. So make life easy for yourself. So make this part really easy. Just drop that on. Lay down with the glue. I'm going to come in, turn that over and just trim at this end. Now I'm going to wipe that glue off because there's a bit of excess glue. And I'm going to take that and trim that down. Just so now I've got this inner part. And like I said, not to worry about this, because if you think about this, it's going to be all tucked in and it's going to be folded, and you're not going to see, unless your recipient is looking right inside, they're not going to see it. If you're one of those people that loves everything to flow, then add that little bit on at the end if that's what you want to do. But I'm quite happy just to leave as it is. So you've got a full sheet on here with that little bit of a trim. You've got the sheet here as well. And then we can do the next bit, but what I wanted to show you is the bottom bit. So I'm just going to move that to dry for a second. Now, this is when you can use your mount board or your cardboard. And honestly, guys, save your mount board for something else, because this is going to be covered up with paper. It doesn't really matter. It's going to give me, and I say a strong bottom, but it will give me a strong bottom because I'm going to pop a couple of pieces together. We're going to give it quite a bit of an in-depth. Now, this is when you're going to use one of your nesting dies. If you haven't got a nesting die, and I took this from our stitch nesting dies that we used, and I've used the fourth one in. It roughly is a diameter of about, I'm going to say this particular size is about 3¼ inches. Now, depending on how big you want this to go, you can have it that tad bit bigger. Now, I particularly use the smaller, so I'll just show you that I can show. That's the one that I've used. But if you want it to be a little bit bigger, and all I want you to remember is, and this is the important bit, if I move up a little bit bigger, which I can do, is will this roll and fit and meet in the middle? And the answer there is probably yes, but it'll be a bit tight in terms of your holding it there. If I just show you, could probably get away with the next size up, but this little bit could be a bit tricky. But again, it would be dependent on the size of the things that you're going to be putting inside there. Is it a bottle of wine? Is it one of those smaller bottle of wines? But I think I could get away with that. Do you know what? Let's try it. Let's go a little bit bigger. Let's go a little bit bigger, she says. And I'm going to pop that down there, and I'm going to cut this twice. This is cardboard, so it's quite easy and flexible to be able to use with the Gemini. So I'm going to come in and just trim that little bit down. If you are using mount board, you're going to have to think about your, because there are mount board, sorry, not mount board, there are multimedia dies in terms of the circles, and I do believe we've had some in the past as well. So you could use a multimedia die if you're going to use mount board. If you are using mount board with an ordinary die, your combination would be your 2 cutting plates and your plastic shim and nothing else, and then perhaps maybe the metal, depending on how that will cut through. But I'm just going to come in with mine, and I'm going to cut that twice. I'm going to run it through twice to create the base part of the bottom. Now, like I said, you don't want to be going too bigger than, that's the one that I've got here, the one that I did originally was roughly around excuse me, about 3¼ inches. This one's the next size up, so I'm just going to take that off so you can see now. And before we go any further, I can test this, because I can now use that as a guide to see whether or not we'll be able to get away with it. And you know what? Yeah, we could. We can make that a bit bigger. If you want to go with a smaller one, absolutely, but no bigger for that particular size that I've given you. You don't want to be going any bigger than a 3.5-inch diameter. So that's just so you're aware, in case you're making this at home and you're thinking that you could use any kind of size, I would say no. Don't go too big. Don't go too big. So let's come on in and pop that through again. What have I done with my plate? There it is. And again, as well, we're going to cut some of the patterned paper out in that as well, because what I want to do is cover up the cardboard. It looks a bit, I mean, it's nice and, you know, the shape, but it's a little bit where I need a pattern. So I'm going to pop a pattern onto there. So I'm running that through twice because I want quite a thick, chunky base. And we're going to glue those together in a second. But we're going to cut out the pattern. Now, the pattern's entirely up to you. You could use maybe scraps of your pieces of linen card, or you could take that beautiful pattern. And I want it to be the full effect. So I'm going with the pattern paper when I do the next two cuts. And I'm going to pop that there, bring in my patterned paper, and I'm going to cut through 2 pieces of this. Another one there. So I'm going to now run that through the die cutting machine, and that's just really for the outside base and the inside base as well, just to keep it really nice, and it looks all lovely when it's all matching and just finished off. It just gives it that really luxury feel when you've done that. So again, I'm going to come in, and then we'll stick those together, and we'll get all those glued down, and then we'll do the shape, stick that together, including the fan part, and literally you'll have nailed the base of the card, and that is less than an hour in, which I just think is absolutely fantastic. It really is. So I'll just repeat those again, just so you can see, and move all my rubbish out of the way. Let's get rid of that one. There we are. So moving that out of the way, we're going to now attach together. So you've got an inside base, an outside base, all glued together, and it's got to be nice and sturdy.
Yeah.
If you're using mount board, one piece of mount board is fine. I've just used my waste cartons. Never throw anything away. That's my motto. Just don't throw a single thing away. And all we're going to do is just glue that down now.
Just a quick question from Laurel's come in.
Yeah, of course you can.
How long should we wait for the glue to dry after layering the base part?
So this glue, if you're using all-purpose, for a couple of minutes. If you're using hot glue, instantly, because it dries quite instantly. But it's not... it depends on the glue that you're using. If you're using a tape pen, you'll be absolutely fine to get this next piece done straight away, to be fair. But we're just going to give it a couple of minutes. It doesn't need much more than that, to be fair. And again, if you don't want to use a glue, you could use a dry glue. So we could use our red liners, a dry glue. So you could use that on there to stick them together. So if I just pop that down now, and again, I'm just going to pop a couple of strips onto there. This is why I always put a choice of glues on my shopping list, because I usually tend to flick between the two. But yeah, in terms of the question and the answer to the question, just a couple of minutes. It's it's not
Not an overnight job.
No, not at all. Just a couple of minutes, and then all I'm going to do is now stick those 2 pieces together, so you've got the inner and the outer together. So if I bring in that pokey tool of mine, there it is. I keep it. Oh, Ben, you weren't here yesterday, were you?
What happened yesterday?
Leanne likes me pokey tool.
What, was she trying to nick it?
No, she liked it because someone said, do you know how we've always said if Leanne's in the building, ask the questions? So so somebody outed me about my pokey tool.
Uh-oh.
And Leanne said, can I have a look at it? So I showed her and she was like, oh, and then I saw her writing notes.
Really?
She was writing some notes,
So she might be...
Well, who knows? You know Leanne, we only have to ask her, things. And if it's, if it's something that really tickles her fancy or what have you,
Well, funny you should say that, because I won't say what it is, but Leanne and I, a few of you might know if you're watching the show, we were chatting about something a while back, about an event that we wanted to do.
Okay.
And I thought it was just a bit of a chat and, nothing was going to happen about it.
Okay.
And today she CC'd me in on an email, putting forward the idea of whatever this thing is to our team to see if we could make it happen. Now, I know that is very, what's the word? it's a little bit sort of, what's he talking about here? But if you think back, cryptic is the word, thank you, Johnny. If you think back to a show that Anna and I did recently, we were chatting about an event, you might know what I'm talking about. So that event may go ahead in the future.
I hope you're going to share with me.
I'll let you know in the break.
Thank you, because I missed that show, so I'm not really sure what you're talking about. But there you go, that's your base. There's your card. Now, I've gone with a bigger base than what I'd initially set out to do with my initial one. It's only a fraction bigger. But like I said, nothing bigger than that 3.5 mark for this particular size. If you're making it from a bigger size, just bear that in mind, that when you are measuring this to go around, because what it's going to do is going to sit on. If it's too big, you won't be able to get that on your base, if that makes any sense.
How big is the circle, Thea's just asking?
You what, love?
How big is that circle?
So the one I used in the initial design, a tad smaller, this was 3.25. This one is 3.5. So it's only a fraction, it's the next size down. If you show now, if I pop that through, you can see it's just a fraction bigger. But I think we're going to be okay in terms of popping that around. Now, I am going to use hot glue for this, so it can get a bit messy. Messy? Wait a minute. Messy? Messy? What on earth is wrong with me?
It's catching whatever it is, because I can't think of my words today either.
Right. You can pop and I would suggest that you use a thinner red liner tape down there. If you have a thicker red liner tape down there, it could get a little bit messy inside with your project or your things that you're putting in there. Because if you think about the depth here, we want to connect those two together, and it's going to roll that around. And that's literally all we're going to do. Now, we're going to connect those two pieces in a second, but we're going to tuck it on the inside. So for now, what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to pop a little bit. If you think about how that's going to form, I'm going to pop the red liner tape onto the inside. You could finish it off with red glue as well. Not red glue, hot glue. But you could do it with hot glue as well. But I did say for anybody watching that if you hadn't got a hot glue gun, you could still achieve this look with your dry tapes. Your wet glues, I'm just going to put it straight out there. I don't think it's going to work very well. I don't think it'll work well. So I'm just going to pop that red liner tape in there in preparation from when we have stuck our base to this edge. Now, personally myself, I pop the hot glue here and then roll it on and hold it into place until it's set. So if I bring in, I have got some hot glue ready, and mine's already plugged in, but what we'll start with a little bit of glue. This is when, again, it can get messy, but with a hot glue, it's like with anything, you can, when it's dry, you can flick it off. Do you know if it's got a little bit too much?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh.
I'm just checking my hot glue gun's working. Just bear with me a second. We had issues, me and Craig, the other week. There we go.
I had a bit of a, you know when we did the tour, I had a bit of a wonky hot glue gun. Every night I tried to use it, didn't quite behave the way I wanted it to, in front of a live audience as well.
Yeah, mine at home, I won't be without mine, let me tell you. Sits at the side of my craft desk. I use it all the time, yeah.
Useful for a quick stick, isn't it?
It is, absolutely. So I've just popped, we're only going to do a little bit at a time. And I'm going to start at this end. So I'm just going to pop it on. Now, where my hot glue... Not in your fingers, Debbie. Where the hot glue is, we're going to just stick it and attach it to the bottom. And you're literally now going to let this dries quite quickly, I'm not going to lie. Hot glue is amazing for this because it dries pretty quick. It's not one of those that you have to wait hours for. So I'm not going to be standing here with my hand for absolutely ages because it dries pretty quick. So I'm just going to do it. And I think for the purposes of the camera, I'm going to bring it down here. Make it a bit easy for you to see. So again, red liner tape will work, but I'm just going to layer, just going down the edge of here with my hot glue gun.
Yeah.
I'll do a little bit at a time. I'm not going to try and speed it up that fast that I can end up getting a little bit unstuck. But you're just going to roll it around the cardstock and then literally now hold it into place.
Okay.
So a little bit at a time. Don't rush this bit because if you try and rush and do it all in one go, you'll come a cropper. So we're not going to rush that bit. We're going to just take our time. So you can already see it starting to form together around that base. And that's why you need a thicker base, which is why I've done a couple of pieces of cardboard. 3 or 4 pieces, you've got a really chunky bottom.
Well, I mean, didn't like to say.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I promise you won't come unstuck.
No.
Either. So again, I'm just going to now take my glue.
Hey, like you said though, isn't this a case for keeping all of your packaging, that all your goodies come in?
Oh, yeah.
So you make more of these projects.
Absolutely.
Keep that cardboard.
Absolutely. I genuinely don't throw it away because I use it for all sorts of things like, you know, your multimedia projects. So again, we're just going to literally take it and roll it in. It's a bit like, do you know when you do the quilling?
Oh, yeah.
And you want it to, you know, meet at the bottom. I'm just using that straight edge as the, and forcing that cardstock around the image. Like I said, the glue, if you've got little bits peeking out, don't worry. It's going to be all covered up. We're not going to see any of this. And I don't want you to worry about it. But all we're going to do is just hold it until it sets. While it's at this stage, we're absolutely fine to do so. I've just seen a little bit of my glue. I've missed a bit of glue just in that corner. So I'm going to stick a little bit more glue down just for a second while I've got it in that position. Hold that until it's set. And then we're going to continue that until it comes all the way around. And I think I'm just going to get away with it. And just got to go. Because I've changed the size of mine.
Okay.
I've changed it to a bigger base. But because it's only 1/4 inch, I think I'm fine in terms of getting away with it.
Just talking about glue whilst you are gluing, Wanda says, what glue should we use on mirror or foil paper?
I use, on mirror card, I use a tacky glue.
Okay.
Foil? Are you meaning foil? Are you meaning foil from like a?
Yeah, I don't know about
Yeah,
that. Do you mean paper with foiling on, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, so I'd like to know a little bit more about the foil, if that's okay.
Let us know, Wanda.
Yes, please. Yeah. So I'm going to roll that now around, and please, Debbie, if you've done this right and done the sizing right. Oh, God, talk about a tight fit.
You smashed that, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm just going to hold that there just for a second until it's set, because what we're going to do is connect that two pieces together. I'm going to have probably a little bit of what's the right word? Not as much as what I had with the smaller one. So the 3 1/4 base that I used, I got quite a bit of a flap tucked underneath. This one is going to be like a tight squeeze, but we can get away with it with A4. We're absolutely okay. But just make sure you hold it into place. Like I said, once that's starting to dry, you can flick that off.
Yeah.
And you can see it's quite nice and neat. Don't worry, if you're using red liner tape, you won't get any of that because it's clean, it's dry. But before I stick those two bases, I'm just going to remove my red liner tape just off the top of here. And you can start to see how that all comes together now.
Brilliant.
And I want to tuck that one underneath.
Yeah.
And then attach that. And I'm just going to bring that right in. Now, I did use hot glue with mine, but I'm just going to attach it to the top and to that piece to create our fold. And that is as easy as it is.
Looking great.
Now, again, I've got red liner tape on there. I did use hot glue, so I'm going to just for my own peace of mind. But now I've got a little bit of a bigger base going off than what I had with this one. And if I just turn that over, let me just turn that right way. There we go. Sorry, George. Sorry, I didn't realise you were coming to the front. Can you see that I've got like a smaller base than this one? So especially if you're using this for a project or a gift wrap for a bottle or something like that, you're absolutely good to go because that'll fit a nice sized bottle in there, Ben. So I'm just going to stick mine down. I'm wondering how Rhonda's doing. Do you all agree that looked pretty easy to put together?
I think it looks a lot easier than it looked before you did it, if that makes absolute sense. You know what I'm trying to say there?
Absolutely.
Let's go and see how Rhonda's doing, actually. She looks busy at work. How are you getting on, Rhonda? Is it all working well for you?
Yes, until I forgot to turn on my glue gun.
Oh, bless you.
Always turn on the glue gun.
Yes, we have all done that before. Debbie definitely has done that before. Yeah.
It's
Yeah, look, that's looking lovely.
It's
Wicked.
getting there.
Absolutely spot on. Spot on.
Excellent stuff, Rhonda. Keep going. It's looking amazing. Chaz is asking, would it be easy if the cardstock was curved beforehand?
You can
like
do,
using the
yeah.
edge of a desk, you could do that?
Yeah, you can do, absolutely, if you want to curve it. So take your bone folder and all the edge of your counter and just kind of get it into that curve shape. I prefer it straight because I like to roll it on. I like to roll that on and roll it around to create that. So, but you can absolutely do that if it makes it that bit easy for you. Do that little bit that will make it easier. And then the next bit that we're going to do, but we're just going to have a break so Rhonda can catch up a little bit, is we're going to attach a fan to the base. That's what we're going to do next. And then, we've got all the decorating to do.
Oh, yes, we have. All the fun stuff to do. Christina just says, my fan worked with wet glue, had to hold it a while. Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, of course you can, yeah.
Oh, and talking about that thing that I was talking about with Leanne, Lillian says, Ben, I remember what you talked about because I put the idea in your head. Yes, I think you did, Lillian. So we'll keep that all... Shh, don't go and tell anyone. It's not confirmed yet, so don't get too excited, but I know that they are talking about it. And Eleanor Murphy says, if you and Debbie ever need a second job, you would make a great stand-up comedian team. I don't know how you make such beautiful things, Debbie, and manage to make so many people laugh whilst learning. I mean, it is a difficult job, but she makes it look very, very easy. Just before we go to a quick break, Rhonda has a question. It won't be for me, it'll be definitely for Debbie. What's your question, Rhonda?
I just wanted to find out how she closed the end of this with glue, with hot glue.
Yes, with glue, hot glue, and again, just to seal it down. If I just show you there, just to seal that down, you can use your red liner tape or a hot glue gun just to hold it into place. It is going to be covered up, so if it's a little bit messy, don't worry. I've had a slight accident and I've pulled a bit of the glue off and pulled paper, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to be covering that up, so I'm not worrying too much about that. But again, yeah, just a little bit down with a bit of hot glue gun to hold it into place. But remember, this is where the fan is going to stick. So if it's a little bit mucky or a little bit messy, do not worry because that will be covering it up. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Done.
Excellent. All good.
Thank you.
Any more questions, get those in on the socials and we'll ask them on the other side of this break. Also, just whilst you are heading to the checkout, of course, my big cartload show coming up a little bit later on, head back to the Shop the Day page right now because the no joke deals have dropped. They are live. Those deals are there. They are time limited until midnight deals. I won't tell you what the deals are, but let me tell you a few things that they are concerning. Desk made, best ever price. Academy of Colour, Flora and Fauna. 8x8 stamping platform that sold out on my last cartload. Got it back at the price you didn't believe last time. Colour blend pencils. No joke. Birthday celebration box. That's a no joke deal. Yes, don't tell Sara. Don't tell Sara. Plus, shimmer inks. The shimmer ink pads with a free mystery bag. All those deals and more have just dropped on the Shop the Day page. You may want to have a look because stock may go, and if the stock does not go, the clock will strike midnight and they will be gone as if they were never here. We will show you those in full detail in Cartload later, but you might want to shop those before anybody else. Right now on the website, they are there. Shop the Day, get ahead. It's been a busy old day. Right, we're going to take a short little break. When we come back, we're going to decorate this amazing project. As I say, in the meantime, any more questions, fire them our way. We will come right back.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
The one that was really funny, Ben. You did.
It was better than your I'm a gnome and I live in a caravan.
I am a gnome and I live in a caravan.
Can we clip that? Everybody's gone surfing, surfing USA.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us. You give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV. Create every day.
What makes Crafters TV so special is you guys.
It's really special because the experts are really experts. They're really skilled at what they do, and they want to make sure that the audience also improves on their skills.
Crafters TV is so special because you've got together a really sort of key group of people and people that are very passionate about the product.
Crafters TV is so special because it's a unique community that we have with each other where we can learn and grow and communicate with each other.
Community, the family spirit, the education, everything to do with craft. We are all like-minded people who share a passion.
I love all the inspiration the demonstrators bring and all the knowledge for us out here.
What makes Crafters TV so special? 100% it's the interaction. No other crafting TV channel or show has the same interaction.
I love the community, I love chatting live, I think that's the best part. And it's gone beyond crafting because we've become friends.
It feels to me to be a really, really close relationship with our customers and viewers.
You guys make us feel like we're part of your family. I've never been on the show before, but one of my friends who I did meet from CCTV encouraged me, and I was on the craft along.
A massive team of people, and I think they've all got their role to play, and it just brings everything together. It allows us to do our job and just love it.
The people, obviously. The people not just here at Crafters Companion, but the viewers that watch us. I mean, everybody. We have this real magical essence about it.
Bye for now. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. Just to say, what a day this has been. A fantastic craft along we are in the middle of. Hopefully you're enjoying it. Do let me know if you plan on crafting along at a later date, if you're not crafting along right now. And of course you can do. You can come back and you can watch this show again whenever's easiest for you, because it is always there on Facebook. Indeed, YouTube. It's probably the best place to watch us. You can subscribe to the channel, create your own playlist, and boom, you are away. Lindsay has said if you only have wet glue, I would clip it with a clothes pin. That is a great idea. And also just to say, anything you buy today that's over £10 or $10, you will get my first ever publication, Ben's Bad Dad Jokes. Forget Harry Potter, forget Lord of the Rings. This is the only book that you will ever need in your bookcase. Forget War and Peace, forget it. Who wants a book that long? You've got everything that you need in here to laugh, and laugh again, and be the envy of all your friends, because you'll be telling the best jokes. Well, maybe not the best jokes, but you'll be telling some great jokes. Please, if you'd like to order today, £10 or $10 is all you need to spend. I'd be delighted if you can take this away, because I've had a lot of fun putting it together. And just to say the most hilarious thing, I must just say this very quickly. So producer Johnny's auntie is a crafter. She apparently she doesn't watch Crafters TV at all, but she loves to craft. And apparently she's just messaged Johnny today saying, "Oh, I want to put an order in. Could you help me out?" kind of thing. So he's had to say, "Look, well, I'll do the order. You know, you can put your order in, but you will be getting a free joke book, whether you like it or not." Just think of the great exchanges you can have with your auntie now, Johnny. You know, you can go back and forth with those amazing jokes. You know. Look, producer Johnny. Look, she'll be so proud. Look, because producer Johnny on the back there. Look, what did he say? Something nice. I think he said something nice. Ben's jokes are the worst I've ever heard. How dare you, producer Johnny? It's outrageous, outrageous. But there you go. That is with every order today when you spend over 10. And don't forget those no joke deals, which we'll highlight more later on, are now live. 8x8 stamping platform and magnetic base at a ridiculous price. The shimmer ink pads with a free mystery bag, which is worth over £40 or $50. The birthday box, a celebration box at a cracking price. Desk made, best ever price, full collection. Academy of Colour, Flora and Fauna flying out the door as well. And my bag of crafty fun is proving very popular, which maybe we'll have a little delve into a little bit later on. Details are on the screen there, but it's worth over £180, $213. Look at that price there. I can tell you it does contain a craft and carry workstation, which is almost the value of the bag if you're platinum. A quarter of the stock has already gone. I showed it twice on Wake Up Call. That's how busy we are. Right, shall we? Oh, by the way, Pam Craven, hello Pam, says, hi Ben and Debbie, I've sent one of my Roaring cards in. Well, we will certainly have a look at that. Any cards as well, worth bearing in mind that you're sending in today, if they are Art Deco or 1920s styly, they will be in with a shout of being crowned as our winner today on Make Me a Winner. Studio at crafterscompanion.co.uk. Send in those projects and we'll pick the, well, our guys will pick their favourite 5, which will go through to the vote in Cartload, and one of you will win a voucher. Let us get back to the craft along there with Debbie. So we've constructed our project. We're going to put it together and decorate.
And I'm doing a little bit of a bookend.
Oh, yes.
Because depending on where you start your roll, which I remembered, on this one, I started the roll on the smaller end.
Right.
And then came round in, and I think I went the opposite end that end. But look, I'm quite impressed actually, because they're like the opposite end of each other. Please excuse my little faux pas there. That was a bit of blob of glue that I picked off.
I hardly even notice it.
Don't matter, because we can cover it up.
Cover it up.
However, quite liking that. I'm loving it, because it will make a difference whichever end you start with to where you're. And again, because I've used a bigger one, this is bigger base, that's a smaller base. Depends on where you end up with your curl and your curve going around, as you can see so beautifully demonstrated right there. However, move you out of the way. Get your fan at the ready, because what we're going to do is now we're going to attach it to the long end. So if I turn it this way, you're going to now attach from the top to the bottom and just pop that down. And that's why when you start with the same 2 pieces of cardstock, you'll end up with the fan joining like so. Now this is when you can use, again, red liner tape, hot glue gun, it's entirely up to you. I'm going to use red liner tape to start with, but I might add a little bit of hot glue gun just onto there. Just so now, and I think basically where I would start is the bottom, because it'd be easier to trim at the top than it would be at the bottom. So, and you're going to come across to the very end. So if you see where this straight edge is, we're going to take the fan, and so it's a nice neat, and in fact, I'm going to do it this way so I can show you, is we're going to pop that on up to that end, and then again, you're just going to line it up, and before I actually stick it down, you can see the top part is joined up to that bottom piece.
Yeah.
And push that fan down in. Get your finger underneath and just give it a little burnish on. If you're using a red liner tape. Now, if you're using a hot glue gun, you just need a couple of seconds to hold that into place so that you get that connection and that adhered glue. But that's as easy as it is to attach the fan onto your base. And all of these bits, because obviously this would have been the back end if it had been the other way around, it doesn't matter. The nice bit there is the ribbon on the back end now looks really nice and neat. But we're going to be covering that little area up, so don't worry too much about that. But yeah, that's how easy it is to connect the fan. And then the little bit that's at the top, you will get a little tiny bit of an overhang. If you don't like the overhang, get your scissors, snip it off so it's really nice and neat and smooth the whole way around.
So good.
So easy. So easy. So now we've got the base card done. We've got a little bit of time now to get and move on to your pieces. Now, the ones that I've used are Fancy Feather, Charleston Couple.
Of course you did.
Showgirl.
Of course you did.
And the scallop shell. And the scallop shell I'm going to bring in first because this is the bit that I wanted to use. Now, in my smaller base, you would cut yourself 4 strips that will fit around that smaller base of 3 1/4. I'm probably going to have more than 4 now because I've extended my base. But what I'm wanting to do is pop a trim down at the bottom and a trim up at the top. So for this bit, you've got to trim down your gold cardstock. So let me just move all these out of the way. And I didn't want it to be a thick base. You can, of course, choose a thick base if you want to.
Yeah.
But chop it down to about either 2 inches or... and I personally went with 1 3/4 inch strips to just pop this on. This is an edgeable die, so that's the bit that cuts away, but I wanted to take it right up to the very top. So you can go in with a 2-inch strip if you want to make it easy for yourself. But if you've gone with that bigger base, the recommendation that I did, you're going to need probably about 5 of those. But I'm just going to now pop that up to the top. This will cut away, depending on how big you want your trim. And if I just bring this in for a second, show you what I mean. I didn't want it too big, because it's quite a nice design and I did still want some of that paper to show through. So take it up to the top, hold it down with your low-tack tape and then cut yourself 4 or 5 of these strips because this is the next bit that we're going to do where we're going to add the trim on there. So I'm going to just run those through like so and make yourself about 4 or 5 of those. So you can be doing that while Ben can be reading some more comments, asking some questions. Is there anything about that project that you want to ask? But you can see it's coming together really nicely.
Yeah.
And I did say to you, it's a lot easier to do than it looks.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's one of those, isn't it? I think because the project itself looks so fancy and so grand, you always, well, I do, I don't know if anyone else does this, you have in your mind that it's going to be difficult to do. And actually, you'd have thought I'd have learnt this by now. I haven't been here nearly 3 years. It's not so often the case that something which does look complicated can actually be very achievable for everybody. Let us know in the comments if you have got any questions. It's all clear at the minute, which is great news, really. Which
Loving
means
that. That
you're
means
doing
everyone's
your job correctly.
Yeah, that means everyone's
following.
understanding it really, really well. So that's good.
Corinne just said, I purchased my Ben's Cartload special a few hours ago because I didn't want to miss out on his awesome joke book.
Aww.
Thank you. It is awesome.
It is.
It's pretty funny. And the great thing is, of course, if you do buy off this show as well, it's not just during the Cartload show, you can purchase in this show as well. So if there's any of the Roaring 20's collection that you want to grab, you can do that, spend over 10 and get the joke book. We don't have like a specific collection now because we had that selection earlier on, but somebody we know bought a lot of paper pads and that sold the bundle out, so that's what was sort of holding it together. But we do still have linen cardstock, we do still have like the sequins, the ribbon, all of the other hardware, the stamps, the dies, the 3D embossing folder, the die that Debbie's working with now. All of these items are available for you individually, so you can create your own little Roaring 20 sort of mini bundle. And if you do spend over 50 in doing that, not only will you get the book that everybody's talking about, but you'll also get yourself 10% off if you spend over 50. So it's 10 to get the book, spend over 50, and you will get an extra 10% off as well. Do you just want one more joke whilst we're just...
Go on.
waiting? I mean, there's just so many good ones in here. I'll read this one. I bought my wife a mannequin leg for Christmas.
Pardon?
I bought my wife a mannequin leg for Christmas.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, it wasn't a main present, just a stocking filler. Just a stocking filler.
Oh dear. Where did you get these from?
Oh, I mean, I don't know.
Is this your blue coat, red coat days jokes? Or are these just jokes you've picked up over the years?
Just kind of jokes that I've picked up over the years, really. It's the one thing that I've never done, actually, is done like a stand-up comedy set. I think I'd be too terrified in case I forgot the jokes or something.
I know, honestly, I think they have got nerves of steel to do what they do, to bring laughs to people's, to people's lives. But, I think it's probably one of the hardest jobs in the world, that.
Oh, absolutely right.
Yeah.
Upstage, on your own, tell your own jokes, nobody laughs, you're in a bit of trouble then, aren't you?
Just a bit. Just a bit. I love a good laugh. I'm
You
loving
like,
this. I'm loving this book.
Peter Kay's your favourite comedian, isn't he?
He is, absolutely. I can't wait. In August, I've finally got to... I say finally, I have seen him before, but on his own, finally going to get to see him, so I'm really, really excited. And it's not that I'm going once, I'm going twice. But there's so many good comedians out there. Michael McIntyre's another one that I absolutely love. I just love him. There's a Liverpudlian comedian called Paul Smith. I love him. Just so many funny ones. Kevin Bridges. Think he's a class act.
Oh, yeah.
Scottish, funny. I love him.
Who's the guy that I really like? I can never think of his names, but he sounds like Mo out of The Simpsons. He's an American guy. You know the one I mean?
Oh, I do. What's he called?
He sounds like the bartender Mo out of The Simpsons.
Yeah, maybe our stateside friends would be able to help us out with that one.
Rich something.
Rick.
No, Rich. I'm sure it's Rich something. Is it Rich Hall? Yeah, he sounds like Mo out of The Simpsons. He's very funny. But McIntyre, yeah, he's very good.
Oh, I love him. Love him.
Yeah, Rich Hall, I find very funny. McIntyre's good. I mean, I find Jimmy Carr, I find quite funny, but he's a bit rude, isn't he? He can be a little bit rude.
Yeah, a bit off the cut. Yeah, some of his humour, yeah.
All child-friendly jokes in my book.
Yes, they are.
All
clean.
I'd say if it was getting a rating, I mean, there's a few. Are there risque ones in there? I don't know. It'd probably get a PG, you know, parental guidance, but generally, all safe to tell in front of the mother-in-law. And there's no mother-in-law jokes in there.
Is there no mother-in-law jokes?
No.
Well, get you.
Get you.
I thought there would have been.
No.
I actually thought there would have been some mother-in-law jokes in there.
No. There's lots of bad jokes in there. Oh, Rhonda's got a question. Let's go back to the VIP seat.
VIP seat.
Fire away, Rhonda.
Did she say 5?
If you've gone with the bigger one, Rhonda, if you've gone with the smaller one, the 3 1/4 diameter, or should I say the size of... It depends on the size of your base. On my small one, I just needed 4, but because I've just extended it slightly, I'm now taking it to 5 because I know that I'll probably need that extra one to add. Because this lovely scallop it can be a rotating pattern, so you can actually attach them just by trimming it down to have a rotating pattern going along. So I've chosen 5. What size base did you use with your circular bottom?
Well, it's a good thing I checked because I needed to cut it down a bit.
That's fine. So 4 or 5 you should be absolutely fine with. Yeah.
Okay, great.
And Laurel's just asking, could we use our MIDI for this project?
Yeah, absolutely.
All of it?
The MIDI, yeah. Yep. All your dies will fit through the MIDI.
Yeah.
Everything that we're using in this project, you can use your MIDI. And I do believe, is our lovely VIP guest using her MIDI?
I think, yep, she is. She's nodding.
Absolutely,
she is.
yeah.
You know why Rhonda's using that as well, don't you?
Why's that?
Because it's simplicity.
Without
the electricity.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think what we'll do is we'll get all the die-cut pieces and then we can start putting it together.
Yeah.
Because we have got a little bit of stamping to do as well. So we'll get all these die-cut pieces done. And then, literally, is that Johnny telling bad jokes?
Yes,
is it?
Johnny.
I thought I could hear him. I thought I can hear him. I can hear him telling him.
He just told the bad. Do you want the joke? Johnny says, he says, I haven't spoken to my mother-in-law for 18 months. I don't like to interrupt her.
Oh, I hope she's watching. I hope she's watching. You bad lad, you. What are you like?
Kim's just saying, this is a really cool project. I've gotten away from making cards and going more towards the 3D and home decor. So, well, this is right up your street, Kim. Nefertiti, hello, says, I'm going to give this a go in other collections as well. Yeah, why not? Again, you use the papers and cardstock that you want to create something a little bit different. Julia just ordered the Academy of Colour, Flora and Fauna from Ben's Cartload show to get that awesome joke.
Oh, Julia?
Yeah, Julia.
Julia outside?
Yeah. She must be on a lunch break. Thing is, now she's got a joke, but she'll be wanting it personally signed. That's an extra £100 if you... I mean, we're giving it away for free. If you want it personally signed, it's an extra 100. And Red Braid, which I know is Rhonda's husband, says, that Rhonda is pretty cute. Just saying. What a hubby.
Oh,
smoothie, Johnny's just said.
What a sweetheart. What a sweetheart.
Oh.
I love that. I love that. That's lovely. Isn't that lovely? Is he at it again, that producer Johnny?
He's just said a joke which is not broadcastable. Not broadcastable. You see, I'm very good at my job here. I'm able to filter in and out all of the relevant information that I need. So the information that you need, I filter in. All the jokes that I can tell, I filter in. All the jokes which Johnny's just talking about then, no, filter out. Ah, dear.
Oh, he's at it again, isn't he? Where's he getting these from?
I don't know. If producer Johnny had a joke book, though, I think it would probably be over 18s only, wouldn't it, from what he's saying?
Definitely, from what I can... Yeah, that's the thing. Producer Johnny's saying, can he have one published?
He's just asked, producer Johnny's just saying, do you want my joke book? He's wanting to know whether or not you'd want his joke book maybe in a future cartload. But as I say, it'd be over 18s only, unfortunately. The jokes that he's telling me currently. My ear is turning blue with all the jokes.
What is he like? He's reading all their mother-in-law. He's reading them all, isn't he? Whether we want to hear them or not, they're in our ear. Right, I've just popped a little bit of red liner tape onto here, and the only reason I'm doing red liner is because I want it to attach and I don't want it to move. But I am going to switch it up to the, where's it gone? Dotty tape pen, where are you? Someone. Where's my dotty tape pen gone? There you are. I'm just going to pop, because this is the nice filigree bit, but I'm just going to pop lots of this tape. You can use tacky glue for this bit, but I want to make sure I've got quite a bit down onto that scalloped edge. So I'm going to peel back, and we're going to now attach these to the bottom base and the top part of the outer part, just to give it this lovely direction and this lovely piece. Now, I'm gonna just slightly turn it and tilt it, and I'm gonna pop that on and just wrap that around. And before I stick this bit down, I'm gonna actually, to be actually fact, I'm gonna leave that as it is. I was gonna trim it down, but I'm not too worried about that because I quite like that. So yes, producer Johnny, you carry on reading those daft them jokes. You carry on with those jokes.
What is he like?
He's terrible. He's absolutely terrible. But yes, you can see now that you've got those, and this is what you're going to do. You're just going to stick that trim all the way around. Now this is a rotating and an extendable die that you can use to elongate this edgeable, which is what I love about it. So again, I'm going to come in. And like I said, if you've gone with that smaller diameter, you'll only need 2 of these because it fits 2 on there perfectly. But because I've extended it, I need to add a little bit more just going down to that bottom. And then again, just attach that around and make sure that's all nice and stuck down.
You can tell when you've done a great project as well, because people are already chatting about how they're then going to use different papers and different colours. Linda just saying, I could see this with the sunflower collection and paper sunflowers for a spring/summer theme.
Amazing.
Gorgeous, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Spot on. So again, all we're doing is we're just, I'm just popping me, and I'm doing this for speed. If you want to use your tacky glue, that's absolutely fine. But I always have that little bit of red liner tape just to make sure. I can't concentrate. Johnny, behave yourself. I'm going to come in now and I'm going to bring in at the bottom. And again, I'm going to start there. Those jokes are hilarious. And I'm just going to attach that to the bottom. Okay. And now it's elevating your project. By adding these, it's elevating your project. I'm just going to make sure I've got that on right, because I've just noticed I was hanging over slightly. Could we ask one of the girls if we could have a drink of some sort?
I can get you a drink.
Because I'm really, my throat is starting to hurt, and I just fancy a little drink if that's possible. I was going to say a black coffee, please, but yeah, if we could have a bit of a black coffee, you could go and put kettle on bed if you want, but I do need you over here. Me? I do need you over here, young man.
Hang on. Hello.
Yeah, it's just because I just need a bit of warm fluid.
Just hang on a sec, I'll be right back.
Oh, bless you. Look, he's got to find them. So what we'll carry on doing is we'll join those 2 together. And again, I'm just using it from that bottom part. And I'm just going to use that as a base just to go around. So I did say that if you made a little slight mess with your hot glue gun, not to worry because we covered it up. But you know, like earlier on, this bit is going to be covered up in a set. Have everybody disappeared?
There's nobody out there. I don't know where they've gone.
Where have they gone?
I mean, it is Friday after 3:30, so they've probably got home, haven't they?
They better not have. We'll be here on our own all night. Little devils. No, they'll be on the break. God love them. It'll be fine.
Do you want me to make your coffee?
Bless you. I'll be fine on my own. Yeah, I'll be fine on my own. But no, it's fine. I'll be okay.
No, I'll go do it if you want.
Got 25 minutes to go.
Well,
I'm
you
a
tell me, do you want me to
professional.
go or not?
I'm a professional. It doesn't matter.
How do you have it again? You have it...
Just black.
Do you have your funny coffee though, don't you?
I do, it's here.
But I just tell you what.
You know me so well.
I'm supposed to be a professional presenter, and now I'm going out making coffee. She has a special. Special coffee,
do you know, normally, like, you know, these celebrities, they have runners, don't they?
They do.
Are you my runner?
Well,
Are you my personal runner?
Looks like I am now. Oh, hang on.
Oh, hang on a minute. No, that was James. You must be joking. Not getting a thing out of him. Has he gone in the booth? Has he gone in the booth?
I'm going then. One spoonful of this, yeah?
Just one spoonful, yes, please. Yeah, thank you.
But you carry on.
But yeah, you can see now all the way around, you've got this lovely scalloped feature. And if you do want to neat that off, like I said, if that's a bit too triggering for you, because I know some people are out there that like, you know, things that match, you know, neatly, then you're just going to come in and trim that off at the end. So what you've got now is your piece going all the way around, and because it's a joining pattern, I can get away with that all the way. There's just a little slither there, but again, I'm going to be covering up this end, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. I needed that little bit extra there, but for this part now, and you can see how it's all started to come together, how it's all starting to look lovely. You could even, if you wanted, put a trim going down there. Ooh, do you know? I think it might be worth just one more piece that I'm going to do and add on to there to add a little trim just into this corner as well. So, yeah, I might not make that waist. Let's come down and let's trip. Yeah. Oh, I'm liking that. So I'm just going to add that little bit extra so I haven't wasted anything. So I'm giving it a real regal kind of look. And of course, you can carry on going further down if you want that to go in there. But because that bit's only the bit on show, I can get away with that. That looks absolutely fine. So the next thing we're going to move on to is we've done the scallop. So we're going to bring in a couple of the feathers. So let's come in with a couple of the feathers. I am going to use a real feather as well as this one, but I'm going to have a gold one. I'm going to have a paper one, and I think I'll have a... So I'm going to bring in this paper here. It's not in the kitchen either. No. They're all disappeared. No one knows where they are. No, they'll be on the break, Ben, honestly. They deserve a break. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You are so kind. Thank you.
I've really enjoyed this. What's it say?
Sending you...
Oh, I don't know. Be careful.
A great big hug.
I just picked any old mug up. Could have said anything, that.
Thank you very much. You're very sweet. So, yes, I'm going to cut myself 3 feathers, and I'm going to cut one in this blue linen cardstock, so it all matches. And then I'm going to cut one in the paper and one in the gold. Again, this is just your decoration. It's your craft along. It's down to you how many of these little elements you want. You've got your base card done or your base project done. So this bit is what I call... What do I call this, Ben? The titivation. Titivation,
yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Stephanie's just said, me making the coffee, she said, Ben, you obviously didn't read the fine print. Yes, work alongside TV wifey. I always have to make... What am I like, though? Last time we were on together, she was too hot, so I put the fan on.
You did?
Today, she was thirsty.
Oh,
so
that's the sign of a really good hubby.
Is eh?
TV or not, you are... do you do that for Mrs M, the real Mrs M?
Yes, I cater to both of each and every one of your whims, whatever you want.
That you are such a sweetheart.
I'm there for you. Like the Rembrandt said, I'll be there for you when the rain starts to pour.
That's a good song, that.
Yeah.
That is a cracking song, it is. So again, these are just all the extra little bits. I've gone with the plain side of the paper for this one, but just because I love that little plaid as well. But look, it looks just equally as lovely with that. That gives it another little elevation. And then the last feather that I'm going to cut out of there is using my gold cardstock. So I'm going to bring in a sheet of the gold, and then Do you know what? I think we're going to be on time.
Marvellous
I think we're going to be on time, guys. This is amazing. I'm loving this.
I think
absolutely fabulous.
Always nice when you can relax and you don't have to rush a craft along. So that is perfect. And Kim just said, I love this project. I'll have to rewatch the show because I missed the beginning. Great thing is you can go back, watch, of course, at any time. And thank you to Wanda, who's just said, Ben, you managed to talk me into getting the MIDI. I used to have a manual on a different brand and I gave up crafting for many years because of it.
Yeah.
I love my Gemini, but I haven't used it since I got the MIDI. Even my 3-year-old great-granddaughter can turn the handle, so thank you. Well, Wanda, that is wonderful to hear. And it's true, I always say it, and Debbie will say it.
Yeah.
You know, you may have used another die-cutting machine, particularly the manual ones. You haven't tried the MIDI or the Mini. You haven't tried the best, in my opinion.
Exactly.
Well, Wanda's just said it. Gave up crafting because of her machine.
Yeah. Do you know, to be honest, I nearly did myself. I was getting so frustrated with my machines because they just weren't cutting me dies, and I kept thinking, I'm going to stop die cutting because it's just not doing what I wanted. And to be fair, it started hurting until I saw the demonstration at Doncaster. Game changer.
Yeah.
Absolute game changer. It really was. Now, I'm going to come in, for anybody asking who was demonstrating, was that you, Johnny? Hazel, who used to do some work for us. Yeah, Hazel, loved the lady. She did our training with me and Jam, with the store, and for the demonstrator training, she did. Lovely, lovely lady. She is a lovely lady. Right, so we're going to cut ourselves. I'm going to cut one in blue and I'm going to cut one in gold. So I'm going to get me 2 pieces. Again, this is just for that little bit of a shadow drop, although because it's the gold is taking centre stage and I wanted it to be a wow factor, I'm going to have it at the front, the gold one. So again, I'm just going to grab a little bit of low-tack tape, hold that down and run that through. And like I said, these are just now all the decorating parts. And we're going to get all of these done so that we have got then time to put them on together, to put them where you want to place them on your project, and it depends on which way around you've done your little swirl. But yes, we'll get all of those ready. So we'll get all of these die-cut pieces sorted, and then we'll move on to popping it all together and doing that final bit of decoration in those final minutes. How's our Rhonda doing? Is she doing okay?
She looks to be doing all right. I can see she's away on the MIDI right there, cranking away. Stephanie's saying how much she's loving this project. It's turning out fabulous, Debbie. Lynn Price says, I'm definitely making 2 for Mother's Day, one for my mum and one for my daughter, both filled with chocolates.
Yeah, love that. Love that.
Mary Pat says, good morning from Montana. Good morning, Mary Pat 1000. She says, I'm so excited to make this breathtaking project. I've been watching to get all the details before I create. Yeah, make sure you come back, watch this show in full. All of the items that you need, of course, well, contained within this show, but you can find them on the socials as well. Talking about finding things, just whilst we're watching Debbie die cut here, lots of you have found those no joke deals. There's a lot of fun today, as you've obviously already seen. There'll be a lot of fun tonight, a lot of fun with the freebie, Ben's Bad Dad joke book. However, there's some no joke deals tonight. Very serious deals, time limited deals that you don't want to miss out on. Producer Johnny just telling me you guys have found we've got the best ever price on the desk made. The Academy of Colour, Flora and Fauna, is flying out the door. And a deal you will not believe on the 8x8 magnetic stamping platform. Well, actually, you will believe it if you saw the last cartload. We only had I think we had about 20 of them in stock and they sold out within about the first 10 minutes. I've brought those back at an incredible price. We've got scratch reveal kits, colour blend pencils. Unbelievable deal. Birthday box, the birthday celebration box, that's on a time limited deal. And also the shimmer inks, they're back today as well. Buy the shimmer inks, the full collection, and we'll give you a free mystery bag worth £40 or $50. That's up until midnight tonight. There's so much in there. We've got buy 3, get 1 free deals. You just don't want to miss it this evening. I'm just looking through all of my notes here. There's so much to bring to you. We've got that store it all folder. Buy that, get a free small folder for free. Got the pack and pops, the pick and pluck foam. Pick those up, the pack and pops are 35% off. Oh, there's so much to love about today.
So
much to love. And a full 2-hour show with me and Debbie later on. What a way to finish your week, eh? Friday night with Ben and Debbie.
Yes, absolutely. Now, the last one I'm doing, so I've already cut my base with the blue linen card because I wanted to have, this is the showgirl one that I'm doing now, but what I didn't want to do was literally create a little bit of a backdrop rather than have the pattern coming through. So I've cut myself a solid blue base. your choice again. This is just those extra little bits that I just think work together really well. And then we'll move on to that stamp. So we are going to do a little bit of stamping with your chosen sentiments, or if this is a gift for someone, perhaps you don't want to put that on there, you might want to choose something else. But it's down to you which one you're going to choose. What we're just going to do now is, and I'm just going to remove all my little elements out of the way so that I can, I'm tidying up as I'm going along. Look at me.
No, what you like.
Look at me. Not normally like this.
No, you aren't.
I know I'm not. I am the messiest.
You see how much time she's got left? She's tidying as she goes.
I will put my hands up. I am the messiest crafter here. Wait a minute. After Sara.
Yes.
She is incredibly messy.
She is.
In all the rest of the experts, I am... Oh, well, I am. I'm not going to lie. I'm a messy crafter.
Well, that's fun, though. If you're making a mess, you're having fun, surely.
Exactly. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pop that over the top. Now, you could have done a shadow drop on there if you wanted to. My original one did have that shadow drop. However, I think she looks just glamorous as she is. And I'm not going to add too much bulk because she's going to wrap around the base of that project that we've done. So we've got our two little pieces. I'm going to put that behind, so I'm going to have them on the front. The gold couple. Shall we call them the gold couple? Yeah.
Let's call them Ben and Debbie.
Ben and Debbie, yeah. A bit of Ben and Debbie. Sorry, I just had to take a quick swig then. Do apologise. And oh, were my mic on? Sorry, did I not tell you? Whoops. Sorry, it's because I've lost my phone pads, Ben.
You lost your what?
I've lost my phone pads. Hang on a minute, they've got to be here somewhere.
It's because you tidied up, you see. If you hadn't tidied up,
if I'd have not tidied up, I'd have probably found them straight away. But I think someone's been in here and pinched them because they're not here. Just a second, I'll be back. I'll be back.
I love that you make the swirl go in two different directions, says Laurel. Maybe use these as bookends. Why not use them as bookends? Fill in with, or pop something heavy in the bottom there. Stick them in your bookcase to look marvellous. Coletta says, I'm meeting my friend tomorrow for lunch for her birthday. Already have her card made, but, says Coletta, I may try to whip this up for a bottle of wine for her.
Yes!
I love this project, says Coletta.
Yes, absolutely.
Because it's only going to take, well, not even a couple of hours.
Well, no, because you've just seen us do it. We've just done it real life crafting, 2 hours. And obviously, if you've gone for the, you know, when you sat there crafting, if you've taken all the measurements and things like that, it's not going to take you 2 hours. We've had chatting in between, a little bit of messing about in between, a little bit of fun.
Bit of coffee in between.
Bit of coffee in between, yeah. So yes, it probably won't take you that at all. So I'd love to see that when you've done. Now I'm just popped some small foam pads onto the back. Drop
shadow.
Thank you. Drop shadow in it a fraction. And then I'm going to put some. Actually, I'm going to put hot glue gun onto there. So I've got my pieces. And I've got now my project, so I'm going to pop my feathers, and they're going to sit literally in the background, but I'm actually going to bring in a proper feather, just to give it a little bit more of a zhuzhy effect.
Little zhuzhy.
So I've got a couple of black feathers.
Oh, wow. Where'd you get these from?
I love my feathers. I've had these for years. I say years. I've got quite a collection of feathers. I love my feathers. So I'll have picked them up, and I can honestly tell you, I'll have picked these up at a craft fair.
All right.
Without a shadow of a doubt, I would have picked them up at a craft fair.
You don't see a lot of feathers used in craft generally, do you?
No, I know. Yeah, you don't know. No, it's nice to just bring them in now and again.
Yeah.
I'm going to pop a little bit of glue because the feathers, and depending on how much of the fan you want showing, will be depending on how much of this decoration you put on. I like it because it just looks really good. So it doesn't really matter for me about filling quite a nice bit of that fan up. But it's still a showstopper regardless of how much you pop on there. So I'm just going to pop a little feather, or maybe 2. No.
Or maybe 3.
Or maybe 3.
Or maybe
I've
pop
got
a hole.
these as well.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pop on now. Oh God, look at me! I've got feathers everywhere. I'm just going to now drop in my decoration. And I'm going to
again, people don't have to follow this verbatim, do they? I mean, you can do whatever you want here. Add more, add less, add different elements in the collection.
Yeah.
You know.
This is just me. And as always, I'm a little bit OTT when I start putting things in.
Yeah.
Because I like to have quite a nice bit there. So I've gone for 3. And then I'm going to put my little couple, and I'm going to stick them on the fan. They're going to stick on that fan base. But like I said, if you don't want to do this little bit and you want to stick them on the base here, cover it up over there if you want to do that. It's entirely up to you, but I quite like the idea of them dancing on the fan. So I'm just going to hold that down now. Make sure all my glue sets. into place. And you can see there. I'll cover this up in a second, but I'm just going to turn this around because I'm going to have my showgirl on there. But she needs to sit. And that's why I've not gone with too much. And I will just tell you, when I did my original one, I did a drop shadow, but it got kind of bulky. So to get that curve, it's easier with a less. So less is more on this occasion.
And just, Cindy just asked, could we possibly use this piece with a battery tea light inside?
Yes. Now, that is what Leanne suggested yesterday. She said to me, oh, my God, that would look amazing. Those tea lights, pop one of those tea lights in there, Debbie. She said that would look fabulous on any tabletop. So, yes, absolutely. Tea light your project away because it'll look sensational. It really will. It really, really will.
Obviously, because you were just, Cindy was just asking, would that be a fire hazard? It would, obviously, with a real candle.
Oh, yeah, don't put a real candle. Yeah, no real candle.
A fake tea light,
yeah,
fake
fake lights.
Is absolutely fine.
Absolutely. Don't be pop it because it's cardstock. Remember, it's cardstock. So no real flames or anything like that towards it. And then, literally now, I'm going to pop that on. And again, she could go into there, but I'm gonna stick her roughly around. Between the two, I'm going to come in and pop that down. And I have used red liner tape again, only because it gives, it's a very, very strong glue, strong dry glue, and then just stick that into place. So now you can see, and I've seen I need a bit more glue just in that bottom corner of my feathers. So I'm just going to pop quite a big chunky piece of glue on and hold it onto that fan without burning myself, Debbie, because it is hot glue. It is got glue. Just stick that down, and then I'm going to pop a little bit more onto the back of his head just to hold him into place as well. So let me just drop it in. Oh, do you know, I knew I'd run out of glue. Isn't that just typical? Let me see if I've got a glue. Oh, I've got one in my bag.
Oh, nice.
I knew it'd happen right towards end. Always does, Ben, always does. Let me grab a spare piece of cardstock just to spin a few. Oh, well, that's where your foam pads are, Debbie. On the floor. No good on there, girl. They're on the floor. Producer Johnny, don't even ask me how I've done it. Dropped them on the floor. Bit of glue just in the back of his head. And that's just to hold it down. The glue itself, once it's dry, I will get all those, the stringy pieces that we call it.
Yeah.
I'll get rid of all of those in a second. But I just want to hold it into place till it sets. And then you're just going to finish off with your sentiment. So I'm going to get my sentiment ready. I don't know if you want to check in with Rhonda, but I'll just turn it round so you can see roughly
how
that's starting to look.
Incredible. Do you know what it looks like to me as well? It looks like they're dancing at the bottom of a staircase.
Yes. Do you know why I did it there and why I did that? For that particular reason. Because it does look like they are dancing at the bottom of that lovely spiral staircase.
Almost like a cruise ship or something.
Yeah, that's exactly why I placed them there. Because you can. I mean, obviously, you're taking away from a bit of the fan design. However, you're not taking away from the fan design because you've got the whole 3D project. So, looks incredible. I love how I've got them at the bookend pieces.
Yeah.
I think that looks really good. Look at that.
It's such an incredible project. Honestly, I think it's been one of my favourite craft-alongs, certainly projects that I've seen in this particular show. It's been amazing. Let's have a quick check-in with Rhonda. How are you getting on, Rhonda? Are you in decorating mode too?
Yeah, I'm a little behind, but I have the pieces.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Beautiful.
Nice. So you can just you can get decorating then in your own time. Have you got some feathers there as well?
I have feathers.
Amazing.
Woo! And I have this done.
Oh, look at that,
look
Debbie.
at that. Look at that. That looks beautiful. Absolutely champion, that, isn't it?
I edged the fan in gold.
I can see that.
You know, I love that. I absolutely love that. Amazing.
Front and
did you
back.
use gilding wax, Rhonda? Did you use gilding wax or ink?
Nope, I used the Spectrum Noir metallic marker.
Oh, great idea.
What an idea. I love that. Rhonda, will you promise me that you'll send a picture in for us later on tonight?
I promise.
Lovely.
I wanted to also let you know that I actually won a Downton Abbey Roaring 20's costume contest.
Oh,
did you actually?
Wow.
I did.
Have you got a picture of that?
I'll try to find it and send it.
Oh,
Yay.
we would love to see that, Debbie, wouldn't we?
Yeah, absolutely. Have you enjoyed the craft along, Rhonda?
I have loved it. And oh, by the way, I made the costume.
Oh, well, you have to
You've
send
got
it
to
in now.
send the picture in. You've got to send us a picture in. Yeah.
I'll try to find it.
Yeah, it'd be great to see that later. We'll definitely show the picture of the show later. It's been so lovely to have you on the show, Rhonda, and I think your husband's been enjoying it as well with the messages that we've had coming through.
He's such a sweetheart.
Does he ever watch with you when he's at home, or is he just watching specifically today because you're on?
Well, he's normally working when I'm on, but he just happens to be in Indianapolis today, not in Chicago, so...
Okay. But he'll be back tonight, so you've got the weekend together, yeah?
Yes.
Oh, lovely.
Yes.
Well,
looking forward to it. He's been gone for 4 days, so I'm...
Oh, that'll be amazing. So a lovely start to your weekend, crafting along with us, then hubby's coming home, so you'll have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much, Rhonda. Yeah, make sure you do send in your pictures. We will definitely show your projects at the start of Cartload and look forward to seeing your costume as well. But yeah, anything final you want to say to Debbie?
I love Debbie's craft-alongs. She's so awesome.
Oh, thank you. Big love, Rhonda. Thank you for joining us today. I'm glad you've enjoyed it.
Same here.
Yay.
Thank you, Rhonda. We love you. Have a great weekend.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Mwah. Oh, fantastic. How great was Rhonda? I love that so much. And what a great job she did with that project too. She'll send in the pictures, so we'll see the finished result on Cartload later. And I cannot wait to see that costume as well, Debbie.
I can't wait to see it either. Now, the only thing that we didn't get done was the sentiment. But I don't think, to say we've done 2 hours, we've done a pretty good job to get to where we are in terms of the sentiment part. But with the sentiment part, I actually stamped using our gilding flake kit. So the gilding flake kit that comes in there, I used the gilding flakes to stamp onto, and I don't know if George can come in close. Sorry, I'll bring the original one in. I used it on linen cardstock, and the reason I chose the linen cardstock was I wanted a little bit of a shabby chic look. I didn't want it to be too perfect. So with a linen card, and I've used the matching card that matches the base, so I've just used a scrap of that, I used it to stamp using the liquid glue with my sentiment, and then let that go to that transparent stage where it's almost tacky, apply your flakes and fluff it off, or scrub it off. Fluff, scrub it off, and I like the shabby chic look of it. Now, if you don't have the gilding flake set, you can absolutely stamp that in our gold Midas ink, metallic ink pad, and you can stamp directly onto there, onto that, and you'll still get a shabby chic kind of a look. Probably won't be as what's the word I'm looking for? As bright as what this is, because you get that lovely shine. However, it'll still look beautiful. It'll still be in keeping with the colours. And do you know what I'm really looking forward to, Ben? Is seeing everyone's makes.
Oh, yeah,
and
can't wait.
I want you to promise that you tag us into it, send them into the studio if it's a Roaring 20's theme for later on for the Make Me a Winner.
Yep.
Or if you're going onto any of the social pages, tag myself and Ben in there so we can see your beautiful makes. I'm really looking forward to seeing the Angel collection. Did someone say daisies? I heard daisies being mentioned.
Sunflowers.
Sunflowers. I want to see all those makes using this style, and I want to share the love, because it is a beautiful, beautiful make. Thank you to Christine for giving me the inspiration, and thank you to the lovely Lister from where I did take most of the measurements from. I have seen this of various different shapes and forms across the internet, but it'll be really interesting to see it using our products in that style, and I can't wait to see what you create. And thank you very much for joining me on the Craft Along. I've had a blast. I did tell you we'd get it done.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was a brilliant project. Carol, you just saying, I love so many of the craft-alongs, but Debbie never disappoints. That is her middle name, you know. Debbie never disappoints, Robinson. Just tuning in, says Pat Powlack. I love your project. I've been struggling to think of a card for my sister. Now I'm thinking I will make her this project. It's gorgeous. Hi from South Carolina. Terry sent in her finished photo just now. No, Terry, you were working with the Angel collection, weren't you? So we'll look forward to seeing that in just a little while. Corinne saying, super pretty and fancy. I love this. And Carol D says, good morning. I'm just popping in to see the last of the craft along. And as I knew it would be, this is all that jazz.
Oh, Yay!
Bravo, Debbie. Thanks, everybody. As Debbie said, please do send in your pictures. If you're not sending them in, tag us on Facebook so that we can see them. If you have done this project, or indeed if you've done any projects with an Art Deco or Roaring 20s theme, send them in, because today's Make Me a Winner prize project will be for someone who's done that, and we'll pick 5 to go through to the final in Cartload tonight. And of course, that is coming up in 2 hours' time. It's my second ever Cartload. Bag yourself my joke book by spending over 10. Those no joke deals are live now on the website as well. Unbelievable deals that you will need to get your hands on, because they are only here until midnight tonight. Those, plus you've got the pick and mix, which has been flying out of the door. You've got my crafty bag of fun and so much more. Get shopping and join us back here for what is going to be an amazing show. Once again, a massive thank you to Debbie. Huge thank you to Rhonda as well. And we'll see you back here in just a couple of hours. Until then, bye for now.